Hi, welcome to the fourth in a series of 5 videos relating to the stack and tilt swing pattern. In the previous videos we've looked at some key aspects of the stack and tilt swing in relation to improving your ability to make solid contact, create sufficient power to play golf effectively and control the curve on your golf ball. What we're going to do in today's video is get a little bit more specific and look at ways in which you can improve your ability to drive the golf ball within the stack and tilt swing pattern. The key differences when using driver in the stack and tilt swing pattern occur mainly during the downswing. However, there are a few alterations we need to make at setup before we look at that area. At setup with an iron, we're very much stacked on top of the golf ball, so the feeling is that the swing centre is right over the top of the golf ball and is going to remain there during the golf swing. With driver, however, we want to feel like we're a little bit more centred within the stance. We also want to ensure that we swing out at the golf ball properly during the downswing. So the changes we're going to make to achieve this: we're going to take the normal ball position that you would take with driver, just opposite the inside of the left heel or opposite the left armpit if you use the upper body as a reference. From that position, what we're now going to do is we're just going to move the hips forward slightly. So the lower centre moves forward, positioning around about 60% of the weight on the left side, but the upper centre doesn't go with it. So we're just going to move the hips forward a little bit, position the lower centre forward, a little bit more weight on the left than would be normal. And what that's going to do is that's going to preset the tilt in the spine to allow us to launch the ball properly during the hitting of the golf ball. So we've got the weight or the lower centre a little bit more forward. We're also going to move the handle of the club forward. We don't want the handle of the club coming back. The handle of the club comes back, it's going to encourage us to swing across the golf ball, which is going to impart left to right spin on it. So at setup, we're going to keep the ball position as normal. We're going to move the handle of the club forward, and we're going to move the lower centre forward as well. So remember, the feeling that we want is that we're centred within the stance as opposed to being centred over the golf ball. From this setup position, what we can now do is make the same centred swing in a circle that we would make with an iron. As we start the downswing, the important thing here with driver is because the ball is further forward in the stance than with an iron, we must make more of an effort to move towards the target with the hips. So we have to keep the hips moving forward for longer to maintain the club's angle of approach into the golf ball. If the hips don't move forward enough, irrespective of what changes we've made at setup and how much more of an improved backswing we've made, we're going to cut across the golf ball and that ball is going to peel off to the right. So from a centred backswing with driver, the first thing we need to do is make sure that the lower centre moves forward whilst maintaining the position of the upper centre. So we want the upper centre to stay again in the centre of the stance. Once we're in this position, we can continue to move forward with the hips. The hips will gradually start to rotate anyway, and you can see now that I've got some tilt in my spine, so this is going to encourage the club to start to come out of its descent as it approaches the golf ball. If both centres move forward, so the upper centre and the lower centre both move forward, we're going to struggle to get the club out of its descent. You can see there that the spine is tilting too much towards the target, and as a result we're going to hit low, weak shots to the right. So what we want to try and do again, from that centred position at the top, we want to encourage the hips to move forward more. We want to maintain the position of the upper centre, so it's the lower centre that's moving forward. As we're approaching impact, what we now want to try and feel is that the lead leg, the left leg for a right-handed golfer, is going to start to straighten. As the lead leg straightens, the belt raises, And again, both these moves start to bring the club out of its descent. What we want is, as the club comes through impact, we can see here now that the spine tilts back, we've swung out at the golf ball, and we're going to ensure that that ball both launches high and curves from right to left. So there you have some more information in regards to the stack and tilt swing pattern and how it relates directly to improving your ability to hit your driver. What we're going to do in the next video, the final video of the 5, is take a little look at some drills and exercises that can help you further your progression within the stack and tilt swing pattern when practicing on the range. Between now and then, if you do need to contact us, feel free to call or visit the site at www.hotwoodgolf.co.uk.